What is up, YouTube? It's Nick with Parks Detailing and Parks Car Care. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Today we are going to be working on part 2 of the F80 Koch Chemie series. I've got Brad Swims here with Koch Chemie, and we're going to be working on the interior and the paint correction today. So if you haven't already, go check out part 1. I'll put the link in the description. Jordan Wells was with us yesterday with Gloss Garage Detail, but he is feeling under the weather today, so it's just going to be Brad and I working on the F80 today. So Brad, I'll let you give a quick overview of all the different products we're going to be using today, and then we can get to the car.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start with our polish system here. So we have our heavy cut, fine cut, and the micro cut along with the lac polish. So starting with the heavy cut, this is our heaviest cutting compound. It's going to provide a great amount of cut, up to 1500 grit, and it's going to actually finish out pretty well as well. The fine cut is going to be our middle of the line compound. It's going to provide, it's our one-step cut and polish, and basically that's going to provide a 6 cut and a 7 finish. It's a great one-step product. It pairs with the yellow pad, and it brings us to the micro cut, which is our finishing polish. It's going to be a 3.2 cut with a 9 gloss. So this is going to be your 2-step. So whenever you're doing a 2-step correction, you're going to start with the heavy cut and you're going to finish it out with the micro cut. And whenever you're doing a 1-step correction, you'll just reach for the F6. We also have a new product here, which is lac polish groom. This is going to be jeweling glaze is what I like to call it. It's a 1 cut and a 9.5 gloss, so it's pure gloss, great for dealership work, or if you just want to shine a vehicle up very quickly. It does a great job at that. As you can see, the pads are color coordinated to go with each compound and polish. So red goes with red, yellow goes with yellow, so on and so forth. We also have a full line of interior products as well to handle the interior detail. So we will be using Green Star diluted 1 to 10 on the plastics. We will also be using Pol Star, which is our interior all-purpose cleaner, diluted 1 to 10 on the leather. But this is suitable for leather, Alcantara, and cloth. We will then be conditioning the leather with Leather Star, which is our leather conditioner and cleaner. It has a mild cleaning agent. And then Top Star is a great plastic restore topper. We'll be using that on the floor mats and some of the semi-matte trim on the interior, as well as glass cleaner for the glass, pretty self-explanatory. We have some accessories here, like our interior brush set, which has boar's head brush, ultra fine, and medium grade bristles.
ASC as well, right?
Yep, ASC, so our all-round surface cleaner. This is our ready-to-use all-purpose interior cleaner. Fantastic on all surfaces, all-round surface cleaner. So glass, trim, plastics, seats, or you name it, it's gonna clean it and leave it looking factory.
It's an awesome quick detailer.
Yeah,
It does have some pretty good cleaning power, but it's become my go-to for like quick details.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. It's extremely versatile, and it gives you that factory look, so it doesn't look super shiny or anything. It just looks nice and clean.
Yeah. And real quick before we get onto the car, I kind of learned this a little bit later in, but basically you guys have 3 APCs, right?
Yep.
So you have Green Star, which is the middle ground, Pol Star, which is going to be the most mild, and then Multi-Star, which is really just for professional setting. It only comes in 5 liters, which we do have it in stock now. But Multi-Star is awesome. I mean, once we take the wheels off, we can use it on the fender liners to kind of show people the cleaning power. But yeah, it's pretty cool that there's 3 APCs, but they're all distinctly different. It's not like we talked about yesterday. There's some brands where it's kind of muddied water as to why do you have 3 different APCs, but with you guys, there's a very clear distinction. So.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason behind each one, and there's a place for each one. Like you said, Pol Star is going to be pH level of 7, so it's a neutral cleaner. It works again like on all the textiles and stuff like that. You can actually use it on plastic too. It's a great all-round purpose cleaner for the inside. For those heavier dirt accumulation, I like to call it dilute to suit. So again, the sweet spot's anywhere between 1 to 5 to 1 to 10, but you can stretch it all the way to 1 to 30, 1 to 40 on Green Star. And same thing with Multi-Star, can go all the way up to 1 to 300. So
That's your go-to for like WeatherTechs, right?
yeah,
Green
yeah,
Star.
I like Green Star. I typically run at 1 to 5 just because I want the chemical to do more of the work for me. But again, you know, you can get away with 1 to 10. It's going to lift. It just depends on the amount of
Dirty.
accumulation. But yeah, Green Star is my go-to for. We'll show you guys the cleaning process for the all-weather mats. But Green Star at 1 to 10 for that, and then top it with Top Star.
So Multi-Star not for interiors.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's what
You can dilute it down for the interior, but I like to leave Multi-Star for strictly exterior.
Okay. Awesome, man. We'll go ahead and turn it around over here and get started on the interior.
We're going to start, guys, with Pol Star. We diluted this 1 to 10. We're going to use this on the leather seats right here to get these nice and cleaned and prepped for conditioning. So you simply just spray it on liberally onto the surface. Get a nice even coverage. And again, don't be scared to spray it on liberally. This is a neutral cleaner. And then we just take a leather brush of your choice and just provide some light agitation on the actual leather. And you'll notice with Pol Star, it foams up pretty well, so you're going to get great cleaning abilities with this product. It is safe on all surfaces. Just clean the seats. I typically do a crosshatch pattern to get that full coverage. Scrubbing it. And then all you do after that is you just wipe it off. It's going to leave you with a nice clean surface. And if you have compressed air, a little tip I like to do is take your compressed air and blow it. You can blow it out of the cracks and aid in the drying process. So just take it. It really helps. Again, it's completely optional, but if you got it, nice. And the seat is now clean. All right, so we're going to move on to the door panel now. We're going to clean that with our all-round surface cleaner, ASC. And depending on how dirty the panel is, the door is, this vehicle is fairly clean. So what I like to do and what we recommend is to make it easier is spray the product 2 sprays in an X pattern into the towel and then wipe it onto the surface and then buff it off. So just 1, 2, that's all you really need. You just wipe it on. Make sure you get in everywhere. Again, this is for when the vehicle is fairly clean. If it's dirtier, it's best to spray it right onto the surface, but just flip the towel and dry it off. Nice and easy. Again, this is not going to leave behind any shine. It's completely factory look, which is what we want. If you want to add shine, then you can top it with Top Star. Even then, it's going to be more along the semi-matte, but it's going to give it a good, it's going to restore the color. 2 quick sprays. Wipe, flip towel, and buff it off. Okay. I like to do, one little tip is I like to do the door panel first before I clean the window, because after you clean the window, if you're spraying on the surface and the door panel is dirtier, you can overspray on the window. You got to clean it again. So we'll take our glass cleaner now. Just do 2 little sprays. And then take a glass towel of choice. Pretty self-explanatory. Cleaning the windows. Dry it off. And this is now complete. So moving on to the center console, the gauge cluster, and the dash. We're going to be using a couple different products here. First off, we got our Green Star, which again is our all-purpose cleaner, diluted 1 to 10 in this Koch Chemie foamer bottle. And by the time this video drops, these will be stocked in the Parks Car Care store, so be sure to pick this up when you can. It's a great product. Again, it's a foam dispenser, so it's really good for areas such as the cup holders. So if you want just one spray in each cup holder. I take this interior brush set, which that'll also be stocked. This is the boar's head bristle brush, which is really good for cup holders and interior work. And you just agitate nice and easy in the cup holders. Green Star. And you can even, as you can see, its product is still on the brush. You can even take it and hit all around.
And
nice
so
and
at
clean.
10 to 1, we were talking about this earlier, but at 10 to 1, you're not concerned about like
No.
degrading
10 to
any
1
interior surfaces
is
over time.
safe on interior surfaces.
Okay, that's good to know.
I would probably stay away from Green Star at 5 to 1 on the interior.
Okay.
If you're using Green Star on the interior, I would start at the strongest dilution would be 10 to 1, but you can go all the way up to 30 to 1.
Okay. So it's definitely the most versatile APC.
Yes. Green Star is the most versatile because you can't, there's really no use for Pol Star on the exterior.
Right.
And there's no use for Multi-Star on the interior.
Right.
So Green Star you can use, dilute to suit. Exterior 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Interior you start at 1 to 10, can go all the way to 1 to 30.
Okay.
That's just, again, I mean, you can play around the dilutions as you see fit, but just be careful, especially when it comes to the interior. If you go above 1 to 5, stronger than that, or excuse me, 1 to 10. So yeah, now the cup holders are nice and clean. What I like to do, I take the green Koch Chemie interior brush, which is the Ultra Plush, and just do a nice quick little dust in the vents. Kind of knock down as much as possible on the center stack there. This is just loosening up as much dust as possible, so when you spray the product or get it, wet with the product, it's not gonna make that dust stick behind. Another thing, if you have compressed air, light little spray. We will be using all-round surface cleaner spray. Actually, can you get me another towel? This is a Green Star towel. There.
How is ASC for like nav screens?
Perfect. Yeah, okay. ASC on nav screens is fantastic. That's actually the product I would recommend using on nav screens. So I put 4 good sprays on there to prime this fresh towel. Again, this car is fairly clean, so I just spray it into the towel and just wipe it down. Flip it over.
I've really liked it on the carbon. It's hard to find products like the piano black and the carbon that won't leave streaks behind.
Yeah. One thing about ASC is it's just known to leave nothing behind. No streaking. There's no, additives in the product. It's as pure as you can get when it comes to an interior detailing. And some people have been using it on exterior as well. There's some people that have used it on exterior. It's an all-round cleaner. So again, it just depends on how dirty it is.
Yeah. So yeah, ASC, it can be used on like door jambs.
Yep.
And engine bay plastics and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's
yep.
Cool.
Extremely versatile product. can literally be used on any surface, all-round surface cleaner.
Makes sense.
So again, just prime the towel and just a light wipe down on the gauge clusters, or the controls, excuse me. You flip it over to the dry side. Then continue to just work with ASC on. We'll spray this directly onto the surface right here so y'all can see. Spray it liberally.
ASC, getting it on like suede, like Alcantara, stuff like that. Is it not too concerned about it?
No, it's actually it's safe to use on all surfaces. So Alcantara, suede, textiles. Think of it as so Pol Star is our interior APC, and it's concentrated. This is just a ready-to-use all-round cleaner.
But it does seem distinctly different from Pol Star, like in terms of, it's hard to explain on video, but like when you're using it, it's just
It's gonna pull a little bit better off plastics.
Yeah.
Because while you can use Pol Star on plastics, it's not gonna hurt anything. Pol Star was technically designed for textiles only.
You're right.
So this is gonna have slightly better dirt lifting abilities on your plastics and your trims.
I've never brushed it like that, and I noticed it did foam up.
It does.
That's kind of interesting because when I spray it into a towel, it doesn't. I wouldn't get the impression from using it in a towel that would foam up at all. It almost has that like instant flash off.
Yep.
And I smell a little bit of alcohol in it, so I'm sure there's some in there. But that's pretty cool. I didn't know you could use it like that.
Yep. So I just brushed it into the little crevices, and then I take the compressed air and just hit it, get it out, wipe it down, and I mean it's looking factory. I mean it's hard to beat it.
Yeah, that has more cleaning power than I thought it did. I kind of was, in my mind, classifying it as like a QD only.
Yeah, it's got, it says on the back, it says, ready to use residue and streak-free surface cleaner. Finger marks, dust, grease, and all other forms of dirt are swiftly and thoroughly carried away. Also for use with a cleaning gun. So this is another thing you can do with this product that works exceptionally well is you can put it into a tornador, for example, where you can pour this directly into the base bottle to dispense it through the tornador, and it works great in that application as well.
That's really cool. That'd be nice for like engine bays.
Yep.
Very cool. So Green Star, there's really no scenario where you would use Green Star on leather. You would just use a stronger Pol Star.
Yes and no. I mean, you can use Green Star if the leather is very, very bad.
Yeah.
And I would always start with Pol Star at a lower dilution or a stronger dilution first.
Right.
So I'd start with Pol Star at 5-1.
Okay.
If that's not lifting it, then you can go into Green Star starting at 10-1.
Okay.
Yep. It just depends on the job, but you can use Green Star on leather, absolutely.
Yeah, because I've been impressed with Pol Star on leather. Like just from the description and everything, I kind of took it as more, and it's pH neutral. It's like it's probably mild, but like it lifts. It lifts. Yeah,
yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure. So.
And then now that this towel is primed with the ASC, like little things that I see here and there, I can literally just wipe it away. So one thing I want you guys to take away from this video is you don't need to use a ton of product with our chemicals because they're so strong and concentrated. So that's going to be another thing that you're going to get when you're using Koch Chemie products, is that a little bit goes a long way. They're very versatile, easy to use. And we're just excited to be here with Parks Car Care teamed up, and definitely excited to have him on board.
Absolutely, man. It's been awesome.
Get that good. And then now for this center console, what we'll do is we'll get the Pol Star and the foamer. So we're gonna do these armrests here. Again, this will be stocked. This foaming bottle will be stocked along with the labels. So we do have the Koch Chemie labels that you can affix to any spray bottle really, but it's got the the actual chemical, the pH level, and the branding and everything right there. So it's nice to have that to kind of keep everything looking nice and professional. And these spray bottles will be stocked as well. So again, just a couple of sprays of that directly onto the surface. You can even add it into the brush if you want, like this. And light agitation. You can see just how well, I mean, it came out of the foamer, but it foams up extremely well. And it has a nice, clean, pleasant scent to it. And then simply just wipe it off. And you're left with a nice, clean leather surface. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and condition these leather seats with Leather Star. This is the leather conditioner, and it does have a mild cleaning agent in it as well. So if the seats are fairly clean, you can get away with just using this as a one-step cleaner and conditioner. These seats were a little bit more dirty, so we hit it with Pol Star first, diluted at 1 to 10. Now we're topping it with the Leather Star to get that nice conditioned look to it, and we're using a microfiber KLIN applicator block that also can be found in the Parks Car Care store. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the block and then just put a little bit of product on there to prime it, and then just apply it directly to the leather. Get in to all the crevices. And this is just going to condition that leather. It does have a mild darkening effect, so it brings the color of the leather back, but nothing to the point where it looks superficial. Okay. And then you just take a fresh, give me that green one. Oh, this is, all right. Yep. Take a fresh microfiber and wipe it down. And you're left with an OEM, nice satin look. And as you can see here on this white applicator block, you can see it actually lifted some dirt and grime. That's the mild cleaning agents in it. So again, just a little bit of product. Let it soak in, and then just begin to work and spread it out. So as you can see right here, we've already applied Leather Star to the back of the seat here in Nick's F80 M3. And I wanted to touch on one thing. So as you can see right here, there's that badging on the seat. And if you get Leather Star on that, you can just apply it right over it. It's not going to affect the badge, because when you wipe it off with the towel, it'll come right off. So you can just apply the Leather Star over the whole surface, even if there's badging. And when you wipe it off, you'll be good to go. All right, guys, so now we're moving on to the floor mats. Nick's got these WeatherTech all-weather mats, and we will be using Green Star and the Marolex foamer, diluted 5 to 1. Again, because there's quite a bit of dirt and grime accumulation on that, so we want a stronger dilution for the Green Star to really lift that up. And then we will be topping it with our Top Star product, which is ready to use. Spray it right on. We'll go ahead and show you how to do that here in a second. First and foremost, what we want to do is, this bottle is already pretty much pumped up, but we're just going to do a light rinse. So if you got a hose or a pressure washer, just try and get as much of the dirt off with this water as possible. Just a light rinse. Okay. And then we will take the foamer and foam it down.
Do you ever notice with Green Star, I get a lot of messages about rubber floor mats, all other floor mats, especially this time of year during the winter. Do you ever notice any sort of fading at all?
Nope.
Like from the plastic? Okay.
Nope. And then also, if they're, the only times I've really noticed fading is going to be when the actual floor mats have been used quite a bit. It's not from the Green Star.
It doesn't like dry it out though, because I've noticed with some APCs it can like kind of, it cleans them well, but it leaves them almost needing like restoration.
Yeah, no, there's no fading from Green Star 5-to-1. It's actually going to really clean the surface very well, and the Top Star is going to bring some color back to it.
Okay.
So yeah, Nick's going to go ahead and just agitate this.
You said you like to use a drill attachment, right?
Yeah, you can. So
do you guys sell one, or?
We don't, but
okay.
You can just get a basic drill attachment that has a soft brush and then run it on a drill. And that really helps expedite the process. But that Vikan brush right there definitely does the job. And as you can see, the dirt, you can see it lifting that dirt in there. So the foam is starting to kind of turn brown. So just rinse that off. Yep. Make sure you get the back. Kind of get that. Yep. Okay. We're back inside now. We're going to go ahead. We've cleaned the mat, so I like to take a little bit of compressed air, blow off a majority of the water, but not all of it.
So sort of like motor class.
Yep. So having a little bit of water on the mats actually helps the product level a little better. So as you can see, it's still a little bit damp. And all we do is shake the product and then just a light mist. Even coverage. Okay. And from there you just take your microfiber and work it in.
And so I know I've seen some stuff online about Gummy Fix.
Yep.
Which is coming next year, you said?
Yeah, Gummy Fix is going to be a dedicated, floor mat rejuvenator.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little less slick, but the slickness on this isn't really anything to be concerned with.
Right. So this would be better if you're looking for something that can do both.
Correct.
Gummy Fix is just going to do that one
Yeah,
singular
so this
task.
is going to be
Okay.
any kind of plastic trim inside the vehicle.
Nice.
Dash,
Smells
side
great.
of the door. It smells amazing.
Yeah.
Works great on the floor mats, but Gummy Fix is on the way. So it's nice to have a dedicated product.
Yeah. Well, some people, it just depends.
As you
Some
can
people
see,
might want an all-in-one.
really brought it back.
Awesome. All right, man. So I think that's everything for the interior, right?
Yep.
So now we'll get on to the paint correction, and I'll let Brad give an overview of the different compounds and polishes and pads and everything, and then we'll kind of diagnose the paint on the F80 and see how we're going to approach it. Okay, guys. So Brad's going to walk us through kind of what he would do using the Koch compounds and polishes and pads on every different surface of this car. So on my F80, we've got the Silverstone paint, which naturally being silver, it's not, it doesn't look terrible. So I'm thinking we can probably get by with the one-step. BMWs of this generation, from my experience, are typically on the medium to harder side, which for me that's what I prefer, meaning that I can get a good cut and finish in one step as long as the paint's not totally hammered, and this paint's really not that bad. The other surfaces of the car that are going to need a little more work, more than one step most likely, are going to be the rear glass here, the carbon fiber roof, and the jet black, piano black trim. So one thing we're going to try before we even begin the polishing process is using the Koch wheel acid for water spots. So a lot of professionals probably already know this, but some of the DIY people at home may not. You can use a acid, which your guys' acid is like pH
0.02.
0.02. So it is a pure
hydrochloric acid.
It's hydrochloric acid.
It's
so
strong.
it only comes in 5 liters. That just saying those words probably freaks a lot of people out, but it can be used completely safely.
Yep.
You just have to use common sense. So the way we're going to use it, I'll show you guys. And really the reason why I'm doing this is just to see if I can get the water spots reduced without having to polish. Polishing glass is a little bit messy. It adds quite a lot of time. So if we can knock them down with just the acid, then great. So this is their acid at a 1-to-1 dilution ratio. So it's half water, half acid. Again, this only comes in 5 liters, so it's probably going to appeal more towards the professional. Most DIY people are not going to buy that much wheel acid. So I'm just going to start by spraying some on the glass.
Got it.
Appreciate it. Take a zero finish. And I'm just going to work the product in. Kind of scrubbing it, just agitating it. And if you do get this on any chrome, one of Brad's teammates at KCX did advise, and I'm pretty sure this applies to any acid, but if you do get it on like chrome trim and stuff, you want to immediately get it off, or get it off as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and you would neutralize that by having a rinseless wash.
Correct.
Ready to go, which we have in the bucket right here.
Yep. So I've got some American Detailer Garage Wipeout Fusion, which is their rinse-free wash that doesn't have like any extra wax or anything like that. I pretty much always keep a bucket of this filled up when I'm doing paint correction, just because at the end of the day, or when I'm done working a panel, if I'm about to switch over from service and go take some calls or emails or whatever, I like to clean the area that I'm working on. It's like a little bit of an OCD thing, but I just find that it keeps the project neater. Like on those really hardcore corrections, it's unavoidable. Like, as you know, if you're using wool and a heavy compound, there's gonna be so much dust all over the car. You're gonna have to wash it outside anyways.
Yep.
But I do like keeping rinse free just because I feel like it makes your work area neater. So if I finish compounding a panel, I'll wipe it down, clean out the door jambs, air compress it, and that way I'm not letting compound stuff build up on the car. So
you can actually see the acid getting neutralized.
Yep.
Flashing off.
So like Brad said, I'm just using this product, which rinse-free wash is pH neutral. So I'm just using this to basically clean off the acid, neutralize it. Yeah, I even like to keep rinse-free like later when I do the PPF. It's probably like excessive to an extent, but like after I install a panel, I'll blow dry the panel and then clean it with rinse-free and dry it off just so there's not like dried up slip solution and stuff everywhere.
And what drying towel is this?
That's a KLIN drying duo. It's like the original drying duo twisted loop.
So KLIN drying duo, okay.
Yep, they've got a few different types of drying towels.
Yeah, I like the weight of this. It's
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, they're great.
Good weight to it. Yep.
So that actually, there's still a little bit here in the corners.
It knocked it down quite a bit.
It reduced it, I'd say like 70 to 80%.
There's still some more down here. But overall, I mean,
right here, like down on the bottom edge and in the corners is the worst. I'm guessing just because water kind of like sits there and dries up.
Yeah.
But that made a big difference.
Yeah.
So right there, that probably reduced the polishing step for the glass pretty tremendously.
Significantly.
Yeah, like we probably just saved half an hour of time just by not having to compound the glass edge to edge. So now that we're done with that, Brad, I'll kind of let you, I mean, I have an idea of what I might do, but Silverstone paint, medium defects, like it's not super swirled, what would you be using to one-step this paint from the Koch range?
Yeah, so I'm always going to start with F6 01, especially on paint that is in fairly good condition. The reason why I'm always going to go with F601 to start with is because this is our one step without a sealant. So you might be familiar with one cut and finish, and that is a one-step solution. That is a one-step polish that we offer, but it does have a carnauba wax protectant sealant built into it. So obviously we will be coating this car, so we don't want to use the one cut and finish because of the added, sealant in the product. So that leads us to the F601, which has no protectant or sealant in it. It's just a pure one-step compounded polish. So it delivers a 6 cut and a 7 gloss. So you can also see it right here, 6 and 7. That's your cut, that's your finish. So it's a good one step. And what we're going to do is we've paired it with the yellow pad, 3-inch, on the Flex PXE80 dual action polisher. And you just, granted this is a new pad, so we want to just prep the pad, 4 small little drops. And we'll start with a small little test panel right here.
Wipe it off real quick.
Yeah.
So that rinse-free wash probably got on it. And in part 1 of the video, which is in the description, we prep wash the car. So anyone who's new to polishing at home, make sure you prep the car properly before you start polishing.
Yeah, always, do your full prep, clay bar, iron decontamination, so on and so forth. Okay. So again, 4 small drops, and we'll work in small little panel here. And so I just spread product around. And then I'll go in on speed 1. So I've reduced it down to 1. Just kind of spread the product. Really prime that pad. And then on this machine, I'll bump it up to either 3 or 4. And do your crosshatch pattern. 50% overlap on each pass with about medium pressure. And as you can see, this product, there is no dusting with this product. Has a great work time. Now go up and down. Again, just make sure you're doing about a 50% overlap. That was 1 pass. Now I'm going a little bit faster on my 2nd pass.
So Brad mentioned these polishes don't dust, and that's been my experience as well. If you see it in the video, like this is from it being a brand new pad. So that's not actually polishing dust. It's super common with pretty much any foam pad that I've ever used. When they're brand new, they can kind of, a little bit of the foam comes off.
It's like breaking in a little bit. And the only time it's going to really dust, quote unquote, is if you're, on an edge or whatnot, you're working it in, and physically the pad is not on the surface. Of course, it's going to throw product, So.
So now we're using the panel preparation spray, which is their panel wipe. Flashes off really fast, which I like. And what this does is it gets all the polishing oils off from the product. So really, even if you're not coating your car, it's important to use this, even if you're putting like a wax or your guys' spray sealant on there, you want to make sure that it's bonding to bare clear coat, not
Absolutely.
polishing oils.
Yep.
So, and that's very vital for ceramic coatings. So, silver is extremely hard to capture on camera, so you guys will have to take our word for it. This paint's just not in terrible condition, so this combination seems to be working really well from what I can see with the overhead inspection lighting. Again, probably hard to pick up on silver.
Yeah, I mean, the paint to begin with is, I'd say it's about 80-85% already. So
Yeah.
silver just in general is extremely forgiving. It's going to mask a lot of imperfections just being silver.
Great for a daily.
That's it.
So now we'll move on to the carbon roof, which is going to be much easier. Or I guess we can touch on the glass real quick. So acid got it about 70%. To clear up those last little water spots, I know you guys don't have a glass polish specifically, but what pad and polish combination would you use on glass?
We would use our M3 micro polish
Okay.
paired with the purple micro polish pad. So we can go ahead and get that going right now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that should be a little bit easier for Vince to pick up on camera, especially like on this edge here where it's black, where it's not actually the glass. You can probably see we'll be able to do like a 50-50. And then the carbon and the piano black is just absolutely hammered. So that should be a pretty dramatic transformation there.
So we're going to use our M302. Provides a 3.2 cut and a 9 gloss. So this is great for the glass, knocking off any remaining water spots. And again, we have paired it with the purple Koch Chemie pad. All right. So this is a soft foam pad, polishing pad. And just like with our other compounds and polishes, just start with a couple of small pea-sized drops on there. Go ahead and spread the product around. Really make sure we can get in this.
If we need to as well, we can also pop the trunk. Like if you can't get full access later, we can pop the trunk to get all the way down in there.
Okay. All right, and then again, start at speed 1. Spread the product. As you're spreading this product, you're priming the pad more. Then bump it up to speed 4. Begin your polish. Just go halfway.
Nice. Yeah, I know cerium oxide polishes are preferable for glass if it's like just water spotted really badly, but it is nice being able to use a polish and a pad for paint on the glass, because then you're not, like when I do cerium oxide and a rayon pad, I'm like taping off everything, because that stuff, if it
gets on anything, it's going to stain it.
Yeah, it's
100%.
annihilate it.
And as you can see, I mean, a lot of the water spots look pretty much gone at that point.
I'll wipe it down.
You can tell how that prep spray flashes right off.
Yeah, it's
just
nice.
what I love about it.
It's probably a pretty good glass cleaner.
Has that high alcohol content in it. You can smell it.
Yeah. So Vince, if you get back here, you can probably see pretty distinctly, like up here on the black.
I couldn't get in this little cracker here, but you can see those water spots versus where I could polish, which was, it's the same color, but this is in the very corner, and this is where the polisher was hitting. It's gone.
And even like up here, that's still really bad. Like this whole area compared to over here, it's very dramatic. Sweet, man. So on the carbon roof, I'm thinking, I mean, I'm going to be putting PPF on this carbon roof, so full disclosure, you don't really need to two-step it with PPF. I mean, I would be apprehensive to put PPF over water spots this bad. I just think it wouldn't produce the best result in terms of clarity, but PPF hides a lot. So you really could just one-step this.
Yeah. I think for demonstration purposes, I think we should two-step it.
Two-step it, yeah.
Just to get it as close to perfect as possible. I mean, this is pretty...
It's
I
badly
mean, just looking at it from a distance, I can see that it's, especially like right in this light right here, it's just tons of water spots.
For
so,
sure.
while yes, that is true, the PPF will mask a lot of it.
Most
I think
people are not going to be putting PPF on their own car.
I think I would two-step it. I mean, just to get that optimal result.
Yeah.
So.
And the antenna as well. It's pretty bad.
Yep.
So I think what would be cool is to two-step this, and then we can do like a one-step versus a two-step on piano black. I know.
I was thinking we one-step this.
Okay.
And then see the 50-50 of the one-step. And then what we can do is one-step versus non-corrected at all. You can see the difference. And then we'll two-step this, and then we'll do a two-step versus one-step.
Perfect. Awesome, man. I think it's great.
All right.
Sweet.
So let's go ahead and, I kicked that bottle somewhere underneath here. On accident.
Kicking stuff around the shop.
Kicking stuff around the shop, man. Oh, here it is.
Do you ever mix and match the pads? Like so far, I've only seen you do like heavy cut with red pad. Do you ever?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I just keep it simple. I mean, it's the design. You know, we've done research and development. You know, the team over there in Germany.
Yeah.
You know, that's their forte, and I trust the science behind
sure.
Why they developed this pad to work. So I try and keep things as, that's what this is designed for, is to keep it as simple as possible and remove as much so you don't have to think about what pad to use. You just know, okay, yellow bottle, I'm reaching for the yellow pad.
Yep.
Could you mix yellow with red? I mean, probably.
Yeah.
But it's like, why do that when you can just use the yellow pad?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And you can use other pads too, but I think.
I just know detailers with paint correction, and I'm equally as guilty with this. Especially earlier in my career, like you're just trying everything.
Yeah.
So you're constantly trying new combinations and stuff. But it sounds like what you're saying is
they're designed to work
from your testing and from what the guys are telling you. It's like just kind of stick.
Just keep.
There's
it
not
simple.
a lot of. You're not gonna unlock any secret codes. By mixing and matching stuff. So
yeah, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
So we'll go yellow first. We're gonna do a one-step yellow pad.
If you want to come check this out before we get to it, that should be very easy to see.
So we're gonna hit that top portion with our one-step.
I will absolutely be wrapping that in PPF.
Oh, 100%.
But even so, like I know it could hide it, but it's like the carbon roof. It's not going to produce the best result, like versus just doing a quick correction on it and then wrapping it.
All right, so got F6. Go ahead and spread it. Now again, right here, you'll probably see a little bit of dusting just because physically the pad will be off the surface. We're using our F6 fine cut one step for this B pillar here on the piano black trim. So Start at speed
actually,
1.
As soon as
Spread it around as usual. And again, you may see a little bit of dusting here because physically the pad is off the surface. It's going to throw product. So. This panel prep spray. Spray it into the towel. You want to hit it under the light?
Yeah.
So granted, that is a 1-step.
Some micro marring.
There is a little bit of micro marring.
So
Probably want to finish that up. That's F6.
Okay.
But I mean, it did reduce, I'd say about 70 to 80%.
Now, just playing devil's advocate, would you consider doing micro cut on the purple pad?
Yes.
And not leaving any of that
Yeah,
haze behind?
in this scenario, since these are so shot, again, granted, this is the softest of the soft right here. I mean, this is piano black trim, right?
Yep.
You breathe on it, it's going to scratch. But I definitely would finish it with purple in this scenario.
It's very hard to one-step these.
It's hard to get it absolutely
you either
perfect.
don't remove the scratches or
Yeah.
you do it just happen where you remove most of them, but then there's haze.
I'll let you go ahead and, if you want to finish that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? So it's really piano black trim is especially difficult. You just got to get it as close as possible.
And then wrap it.
And then wrap it, yeah.
It's a nightmare to maintain. Yeah, that cleared it up a lot. Did that prep spray. Still some like polish spots, but still a little bit of micro marring. Probably need to do another pass with the M3.
Yep.
So that's a great approach for piano black trim. Again, if you wanted to get it as close to perfect as possible, probably need to do another pass. Also, obviously having this 50-50 tape line makes it a little more difficult. So like you would do the whole entire section at one time. So now onto the carbon roof. How would you approach this?
I would do a two-step on this. I would start with H9.
Okay.
And I would follow it by M3, just to knock down as much of that water spot as possible.
All right.
Yeah, so let's bust out that machine.
Is this one clean? Just panel prep spray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just got a little bit of fling going on. Do you typically like take your finger and like prime the pad?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You know, there's the you just take it and spread it around.
It worked really well. I was just kind of slinging polish.
Here, let's try this here. Just a little bit more towards the center, like so.
That's my first time using that pad.
Here, let me.
It's a great result.
Give it a whirl here. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean, it finished out amazing too, for sure. Like right in there compared to here.
Yeah, the density of the pad would take a little bit of adjusting for me.
Yeah.
But it does cut and finish
It
really
cuts and finishes amazing.
extremely well.
You're gonna get more cut, of course, from a wool or a microfiber, but at the same end of the token, you're gonna get
More marring.
More marring.
Right.
So But I mean, yeah, Vince, if you want to come check out the result here on this rear quarter.
All right, so I'm not the only one slinging then.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
all
not.
right, cool.
I think the pad just needs to be
Broken in
a little bit. Yeah, it's a fresh pad. So.
Of course.
Yeah, you can see right there, and then this middle area spotted up.
Yeah, that'll look way better with the PPF on it.
So even, I mean, you could honestly get away with doing a one step on that.
Yeah, I mean, H9,
with H9,
it seems to be like one of those products that it cuts but finishes down extremely well. Like on harder paints,
yeah,
you can probably get by with a one step.
So you're getting a 9 cut and a 5 gloss or finish. Now, actually, we have H902 on the way, which will be stocked in Parks Car Care as well. That's coming very soon, hopefully end of the year, early 2023, and you're actually going to get a 9 cut and a 6 finish. So it's going to be, the gloss is going to be amplified, even better finish. So
that's awesome. Well, that's I think that's everything for now. I mean, we now just need to reproduce the same result on the rest of the car, and then we can get to the PPF and the coatings. So appreciate you walking us through the interior and the paint correction.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Brad, thank you so much for walking us through how to use all the Koch products, from prepping the car to the interior to the paint correction. We really appreciate it. Brad's going to be heading out today, so Jordan and I are going to take it from here, and Tyler, my other teammate. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 3. We're going to be going over the PPF and the ceramic coating application. But thank you again so much, man. It was a pleasure having you, and look forward to hanging out again soon.
Me, man. Thanks for having
absolutely.
Me up
I'm sure we'll have Brad back out here for some events. Already got some things in the books for 2023, so stay tuned for that as well. And as always, please like, subscribe. If you guys have any suggestions for future content, questions you want us to answer, please feel free to drop a comment, and we will make sure to get to that. Thank you for watching.